Hey guys, it's Old Red with you again. I just watched this video and I had to just say a few things. You know, I was watching this video and this woman called in some help because she couldn't control her child, and so CPS comes in, or Child Protective Services. If you don't know what CPS means, they come in to help, and they're trying to restrain this boy. And the boy's kicking and throwing punches and lashing out and trying to throw stuff, and one of them kind of knocks his arm out of the way so he doesn't hit him. You know, they just kind of push it out of the way. It's not like they're trying to smack him down or anything else. And then this woman turns around and sues the CPS worker for abuse, and it blows my mind first that the district attorney would even take this to court as an abuse case, but second, that because these parents couldn't control their own child and called for help, they're going to blame the person that helps because they couldn't control their child. Oh, fellas, I tell you what, you know, you need to be able to control your children, period. I don't care how old they are. My teenage son thinks he's big and bad too, but you know what? Every time daddy stands up and says, son, you better watch yourself, he sits back down. Why? Because he has learned to have a healthy dose of fear of what those repercussions might be. Now, I ain't never hit my child. I don't have to. They've been taught since they were little honor and respect and obedience. That's just what you teach them. If your kid is out of control, it's because you allowed them to be out of control. You need to set ground rules and you need to make them understand how they have to act. Why do we think that we can let our kids run crazy and that society itself is not eventually going to shut that down? I don't want my children in prison all of their life because they don't know how to act. So we teach them. We have to control them. Because if we teach them control, to mind us and do what they're told, as they grow, they're going to learn to control themselves. Okay, it's inappropriate for me to act like this. I shouldn't be this way. I need to control my anger, my temperament, my emotions, whatever the case may be. I need to be able to have this under control. Why can't we do that? What is the problem with men nowadays that we don't want to teach our children to be into submission to us? Look, it's not abuse. It's training them. It's teaching them. Quit coddling these children and giving them everything they want, and teach them a little honor, a little respect, a little obedience, a little control in their life. It won't hurt them, gentlemen. I promise. It won't hurt them. It ain't going to kill them. It ain't going to break their poor little hearts. If it gets them upset, good. That's how we learn things, is because we stir up powerful emotions that makes us remember. Teach them control. Quit lashing out. Quit trying to hit everybody because you had a bad day or because you didn't get the last cookie or whatever it was. You've got to learn control. And they've got to be taught that. Gentlemen, teach it to them. Teach your children control. Start when they're little. When they're little. I'm not talking about 10. I ain't talking about 5. You need to go little. When they toddlers, when they starting to walk and trying to climb up and break everything, you teach them, don't do that. We're not doing this game. This is not how we play. We're not going to do it. Period. My grandmother, rest her soul, told me years ago when I had my very first child, because I asked her, I said, Granny, y'all raised us by whooping us and giving us spankings and everything else. How long should you have to spank a child? And she said, well, most children I've raised, and she raised a whole house full of her own and a whole lot of other people's. She said, usually by the time they pass 3, I don't have to whip them very often because they know what I say is what I mean. That's always stuck with me. That they know that what I say is what I mean. My children know, all 5 of them, Daddy ain't going to keep telling you. I'm going to tell you once, and that's what I meant. And after that, the repercussions are going to start. Now, I've learned with mine, especially my boys, you can't whip them. You can, but it just wears right off. But I've noticed if I make them sit down beside me and keep them sitting there for like an hour, Oh man, it breaks their little hearts. So they don't want to do it again. They're like, no, I'm done, Daddy. I am done. We got to find what works. Maybe whipping works for years. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's that timeout beside you. Don't put them in timeout where they're alone. Well, go sit in the corner. Or like people, I'm going to send you to your room. Why? Have you seen their room? All the toys they got in there, TVs and video games and internet and everything else you can think of. They got them little cell phones, and quit giving you kids cell phones, people. I don't know why we do that. I don't give none of my kids a cell phone so they get a driver's license. And I don't care if they're 20 when they get a driver's license. That's when they'll get a phone from me, because it ain't going to happen before. Why? Because I'm an involved parent, so is my wife. I know where my 8-year-old is. If she's going someplace that I don't trust her to be, then she ain't going. That's just, it's kind of that simple. But again, every parent does their own thing. You want to raise better children? Teach them control. Control yourself, control them. Have some ground rules, put some basics down. Teach them control. That's all I got for you guys today. Hope y'all have a good day. Try to enjoy some of this weather. I know where I'm at, it's absolutely beautiful for being almost the end of October. So enjoy your time, enjoy your family, raise your children, love them. Give them a hug every day, tell them you love them. Teach them babies control. Till next time, I'm O'Reilly. We'll see you then.